Okay, welcome back. This is the second video in the series where we're kind of explaining the SOF and how it works and automates. So we're going to be talking specifically about data tables now. So we're going to pick up where we left off. This is just a copy of where we left off from the data connections video. So remember, we have a BQ-SOF raw data that we made a connection, and DEAMS where we made a connection just pulled our raw data in, and we told it to pull it in as a data table. And that's what we want to do really. Data tables are Excel's way of structuring data, or having structured data in an Excel sheet. So it already recognizes that it is a table. It's saying, hey, here's some extra table tools that weren't usually there. If we had designed, the tables do have names. So as a best practice, we want to label our table name something short and specific so that we know how to refer to them. So I'm going to label mine as BQ data, and I'm going to hit enter. I'm going to go to the DEAMS tab as well and label this DEAMS data and just hit enter. So to show you that this is a functionality in Excel, I'm going to go to the formulas tab in the ribbon and to name manager. And when I open that up, it recognizes these two tables, and it recognizes the new name that I just gave him, BQ data and DEAMS data, and it refers to these ranges in these two tabs. So as another example, if I go to this blank worksheet here and type in equals as if I'm going to write a formula and just start with BQ. So as you can see, it recognizes BQ data as an object that I can use in formulas or refer to, which can be quite helpful. So the next thing we're going to do, take this tab and label it as description table. So this is where we're going to do our lookup engine to give some more meaning to our data. So I'm going to right click here and make it yellow as I have it in the template. So the first thing I want to do whenever I start this brand new table, I'm going to start with my headings and just type in Pateo, which we'll get to later in later videos. Funds control. Sorry, I can't type. Commodity. And finally, resource center. And we're going to start with those for now. I'll expand these by highlighting them all and double clicking in the middle of one of these columns. So now that I have this highlighted here, I can go to insert and table, and you can see it kind of gives you a tip that you can also hit Control T when you've got it selected. So I'm going to hit table this time, and it highlights the range of cells that are together, and it says, does your table have headers? And I'm going to say yes. I'm going to hit OK. So now, even though there's no information in my data table, if I click out, you can see that the table tools goes away, and click in, it comes back and it has formatting options, so on and so forth. And I'm going to label this table as DESC table. Just a real general name so that I know to refer back to this time and time again. I'm going to go back to my formulas and name manager and see that I now have a description table with in the description table tab from cells A2 to D2. And what I can do to prove this in terms of if it's dynamic, I'll take this table and just pull it all the way down. Change that range again. Go back to name manager, and I can see it's now expanded from A2 to D33, which is very important because when we get into defining our lines of accounting or our Pateos for our status of funds, you're going to see that there can be thousands potentially. But these data tables are set up specifically to hold things like that. So the final thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to make 3 more tables, and I'm going to label them funds control, commodity, and resource center. I'm going to give them a little space at first, just kind of click and drag these cells to the side. This time This time I'm going to select this and hit Control T, and I'm going to say yes, it has a header. Do it on this one too. Yes, my table has a header. And finally on this one, and say yes, my table has a header. So now, for my complete status of funds, I've created all the tables that I need to get a complete up and running automated status of funds. The next video we're going to talk about using name ranges, and so we're going to be coming back to these data tables and discussing that. Before I leave, actually, I'm going to go ahead and name my table FC table, enter. Commodity table, and enter. And RC table, and enter. There are rules for different types of naming conventions, but for your and I's purposes for this, it's just whatever works, what makes best sense to you that you can refer back to them. That's it for this video. See you in the next.